St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. The most famous Roman Catholic church in the world. Dating back to Roman architecture of the early Christian art period, the basilica was built above the burial site of St. Peter, one of the 12 disciples of Jesus and the first bishop of Rome. Construction began in 1506, and it took 120 years before the church could be consecrated. To this day, St. Peter's remains one of the largest churches in the world. Mont Saint-Michel, France. Built high on a peak, Mont Saint-Michel near Normandy, France is one of medieval architecture's greatest achievements. The abbey church that towers over the island is built in 11th through 12th century in Romanesque style with a choir in flamboyant Gothic style. Today it's one of the most highly visited monuments in France, being a part of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites list. La Sagrada Familia, Barcelona, Spain. A testament of architectural ingenuity and one of the most extraordinary interpretation of Gothic architecture since the Middle Ages. Designed by Catalan architect Antoni Gaudí, his work on the building is part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Construction of the Sagrada Familia began in 1882, and with extremely long construction period, Gaudí is said to have remarked, "My client is not in a hurry." He died in 1926. The basilica was only 25% complete. After his death, construction continued until interrupted by the Spanish Civil War in 1936. St. Stephen's Cathedral, Vienna, Austria. Commonly known as Stephen's Dome, the current Romanesque and Gothic form of the cathedral was largely initiated by Duke Rudolph IV and stands on the ruins of two earlier churches. The most important religious building in Vienna, St. Stephen's Cathedral has borne witness to many important events in Habsburg and Austrian history and has, with its multicolored tile roof, become one of the city's most recognizable symbols. Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, Sofia, Bulgaria. Built in Neo-Byzantine style, it is one of Sofia's symbols and primary tourist attractions. The construction of the cathedral started in 1882, but most of it was built between 1904 and 1912. The cathedral is a cross-domed basilica featuring an emphasized central dome. The interior is decorated with Italian marble, Brazilian onyx, alabaster, and other luxurious materials. Westminster Abbey, London, England. One of the United Kingdom's most notable religious buildings and the traditional place of coronation and burial site for English and British monarchs, the designer of the Westminster Abbey is unknown. Most of the Westminster Abbey that stands today was rebuilt in the 13th century in a new Gothic-style architecture by order of King Henry III from the original 11th century one ordered by King Edward. Catedralleri di Santa Maria del Fiore, Florence, Italy. The skyline of Florence, Italy is dominated by an impressive building, the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore. Also known as Florence Cathedral, it is one of the most relevant examples of the Italian Gothic style and early Renaissance architecture. This structure has become a landmark of Italian architecture. The initial design was done by Arnolfo di Cambio, and construction started in 1296. However, it took over 140 years to reach completion, and works were overseen by many architects after di Cambio, most notably Brunelleschi, who built the famous dome, which was seen as an architectural impossibility at the time, and it forced him to perfect his engineering and structural skills.